Chapter 3, Pirates Aground. Hey guys, what's going on? I'm the Nifferdog, and welcome back to some more Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. I love this game, I really do. So here we are on the third real mission, not counting the prologue. So, looks like Ike is, having to have a talk with his father about disobeying orders in the last mission, but I'm done reading out every line. I'm just, no. But they're all willing to be a martyr for their cause, which is being generally nice people. But rules are important on the battlefield, according to Grail. So, how are you all guys doing? You all guys. How are all of you guys doing? I always forget to ask questions like that to my videos. I never ask questions to my viewers. How are you guys doing? I'm doing pretty well. I mean, I'm recording this on the same day as the other videos, but I'm finally over being pissed off at the recording yesterday not working, now that I've confirmed things are working okay today. I love these pirates guys. They always make the pirates comic relief characters. Yar har ho, me belly's emptier than my first mate's head. Fetch me some grub. Well, we're actually going to see two different characters in this mission who appear later as important characters. So, these pirates are causing trouble in the town, and it's our job to drive them off. Standard thunder and lightning maneuvers. Yes, Gatri is a knight. I mentioned knights earlier. He has heavy armor, so he's got low movement range, low speed, but his strength and defense are awesome. And Shinon is a sniper. He's a pre-promote like Titania, because a sniper is the upgraded version of an archer. And Shinon and Gatri are kind of awkward characters because they leave your party for large portions of the game, so I end up not using them towards the end of the game, because I think I've mentioned before how you have to kind of pick and choose what characters you want to use, because you really can't use everyone. If you do a no-death run like this, you end up having way too many characters to try to use all of them. Or they'll all end up under-leveled. And I end up not using Shinon or Gatri, because Shinon is gone for, like, half the game, literally. And the method to get him back when he finally does reappear is more complicated than with most characters. There's actually a chance you can kill him, which is what I did in my practice run. Which I don't regret too much because he's a jerk. But because of that, I feel like I'm wasting EXP when anyone other than Ike gets kills on this map. I believe this is our first use of the Choose Units screen. Yeah, it is. I'm just gonna leave it like this, though. I do typically save at the beginning of battles. There's also an options menu. I might mess around with this now. Message speed faster. Yeah, okay, everything's good. I already saved. Derp. Okay, let's start the fight. Yeah, because Titania I end up not using in this game, because there are two Cavaliers/Paladins that I like, that I end up using instead, because at the beginning of the game, Titania is a pre-promote, you don't want her to steal EXP, so you don't want to use her till you're toward the end of the game, by which point, I already have some other knights that I like to use, and I just say screw it and ignore Titania. And Gatri, he's gone for a few missions, and during those few missions, you get the other knight that you can have in this game. I'm gonna have him attack this guy over here. The Iron Lance is more accurate, Steel Lance is more powerful, but look at how this guy can't do any damage to Gatri. You may not have noticed, the damage was 0. His might, that's what that stat is that says MT. That's the damage you'll do. You know, it's some formula involving your strength and your weapon's might and your opponent's defense. But yeah, it's just how much damage you'll do. I'll have Shinon finish him off. But yeah, I do kind of feel bad for letting these characters get kills in this map, but, you know, if Ike's the only one I'm gonna use, I'm just gonna have to waste a little EXP. I can put Titania on visiting duty again, I guess. This guy's pretty cool. He's actually important later in the game. This town seems quite unruly, wouldn't you say? Is it always this dangerous? So it's plagued by pirates, is it? I see. That would explain why the people here seem so anxious. You appear to be a mercenary. Would I be right in supposing that you were hired to clean out the pirates? Here, perhaps you should take this. It might help you, for you should run out... I came all this way to see the world's famous fish market, and I'll never do so with those ruffians around. Best of luck to you. And she gives us an elixir, which is like it's another healing potion. It's like an upgraded version of a vulnerary. It's an instant all HP restore item. I should get a Nobel Word come up with prize. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm stealing jokes from PBG. Okay. Onward and upward. Upward to where? I have no idea. His health is a little low. Should I have him finish this guy? He'll finish this guy. And then Titania or someone will attack the other guy. Pew! Yeah, of the original mercenary company, I end up using most of them, but Titania, Shinon, and Gatri happen to be the ones that I don't really use. Not sure if I really should have a lance guy attack this axe guy, but he has a massive advantage here, so why not? You know, the weapons triangle isn't the end-all, be-all determinant of whether or not you should go ahead with an attack. It's just a good guide. I mean, it's an important aspect of the game, but it's not everything. Just because you have the disadvantage in regards to weapon types doesn't mean you have the disadvantage overall. Should I have Shinon Feather a Fool? The thing about pre-promotes is they're practically invincible even if they're not a class that's usually defensive. Like, snipers generally don't want to put a sniper out and exposed out in the open, but because Shinon is so high level and his stats are just so awesome, he can dodge attacks really well and has good HP, and so he's not really in much of any danger. I'm just gonna put Titania randomly up here, I guess. Aha! Yes, Marcia's here. She has a flying horse. Hey, you! Boat monkey! You tricked me, didn't you? Tricked you? What a vile and nasty thing that is to be saying. Don't you agree, matey? Yar, that I do. There be nothing but honest pirates aboard this ship, missy. You said you knew the whereabouts of my older brother. That's why I came all the way to your ship. Aye, and we do know. He was on board for a while, and then, do you recall where he went, matey? Yar, that I do. He was a penniless oaf, so we tossed his worthless carcass into the rolling waves. Yar, har, ho. My brother? That's horrid. Horrid? Did you say horrid? Your scurvy brother was the horrid one. He lost a game of chance, he did. If you lose, you must pay. And the scallywag tried to cheat me. By shanty Pete he did. Yar, calm yourself, me hearty. Yar, yar, yar. After all, his darling sister's come to pay us a visit. What say you work off your brother's debt? What say I run you through with my lance and call it a day? Yo-ho-har, it matters not that ye be a Pegasus knight, lassie. A wee minnow like yourself is no match for us sea-dogs. Prepare yourself, you flying wench. Pff, I'm not afraid of you, Clambake. If your axe is as dull as your wit, this will be over in no time. I swear, sometimes there's writing in this game. Sometimes it's really hammy, but sometimes there's just gold. Diamonds in the rough. even with ridiculous characters. I don't know. I find Marcia to be one of the funnier characters in the game, and I actually did use her throughout the game in my practice run. I don't know, maybe I will in this LP. You can't recruit her right away. You talk to her and she'll come join your party later. But, yeah, she's a Pegasus Knight. She has a flying horse, so that's pretty cool. Pegasus Knights are very fast and generally pretty accurate and good at dodging. But their strength is quite low, and they're frail. See, she doesn't have that much HP. I think she's a little over-leveled right now to prevent her from dying if these guys swarm around her. Later on, she is kind of hard to level up. Because one problem with flying units like Pegasus Knights is there's a lot of things that they're weak to. Like bows. Bows will just completely kill them in, like, one shot. You can't double hit with a steel sword, so let's go with iron. Unnecessary critical? Huh? Nope. I mean, it wouldn't even be unnecessary. I'm just so used to saying that. Critical? No. Oh, well. Pokemon logic, really. Okay. You. You. Kill this guy. Probably be able to kill him if he happened to get a critical, but let's just go for the next to guaranteed kill here. Unless he gets the 3% chance of missing, which is not likely. It's more likely that he'll get a critical than he'll miss. Or maybe he'll just get a critical miss. I think that's the name of a webcomic, isn't it? I've never read it, but some of my friends showed some of it to me, I think. Anyway, Shinon got a vulnerary. Now he has 2. He also has an archer band, which is useless. None of these guys can reach him. So Gatri can attack either of these guys. And let's have him attack the archer. And Titania will attack the other guy. That works pretty well. I like Gatri as a character. He's kind of funny. There's several characters in this game who are kind of funny, but not all of them are that well developed as characters. But, I mean, when you have this many characters because they're also your units, I can imagine that kind of creates problems in, you know, trying to make all of them have good backstories and stuff. But, I don't know. I like them, just as a general rule. I don't even know what I'm going on about at this point. Ike has enough health, he's not in danger of just dying instantly to this guy, so we're good. Unless he got a critical, that would suck. But generally, enemies, throughout most of the game, enemies tend to have pretty low chances of getting critical hits. Except at the end of the game, you'll encounter some, like, swords masters with swords that have high critical rates, but generally, enemy criticals aren't too big a deal. See, in this game, as a general rule, you will be more powerful than your enemies. The enemies tend to be higher numbers, but underleveled. Whereas, let's have Gatri finish this guy so I can go up and talk to Marcia quickly. Lost my train of thought. The bosses in this game, the bosses at the end of missions, they are often much stronger than your characters, but the regular enemies tend to be quite weak, as a general rule. I mean, some of them are still dangerous, but they're not as strong as your heroes. So, there's only a couple of these guys left. This axe guy could come over and attack Shinon if I parked him there. Not really a big deal, but I guess I'll just park Titania there! Yeah! Why do I keep saying park anyway? What are they, cars? Oh, he's got a hand axe. Oh well, it's not like Titania's in any danger, but yeah, hand axe is one of several weapons that you can use to attack in melee or at range. Because typically, you know, axes, swords, and lances are melee-oriented weapons, but you can use javelins and hand axes, or there are stronger versions of those same things later in the game to attack at range. And in other games, there are also these things called bow guns, which are like they're like crossbow things that are like bows that can attack at range and close up. But I don't think those are in this game. I think that's just Radiant Dawn. Maybe they're in some of the handheld games. I don't know. But I didn't see any playing through this game. I'm just gonna put Shinon there. Why not? Gatri, catch up with the rest of the group, Gatri. This is an ongoing problem for you. Gonna have to get him some help. Maybe he needs to exercise more. He's out of shape. Probably not. But that armor, man. I don't even know. Ooh, she got a hand axe. I'll probably trade that to Boyd later since I won't really be using Titania, but hand axes, it's usually handy for your melee characters to have some sort of range ability. So, I like to keep hand axes around. Even though they're not always the most accurate thing. Of course, Titania gets attacked at range, and Shinon gets attacked close up. This is just... I don't know. None of them are really in any danger. That's the problem with this mission. You have too many overpowered characters. Oh, that guy's the boss, so that's a thing. Could have Ike attack the hand axe guy. These guys have too much HP. Pirates seem to be a resilient bunch, but they're not very accurate, so there's that. Come on, miss, yeah. Miss, yeah. Level up! So Ike will have incredibly awesome overpowered stats soon enough. I really haven't played the other Fire Emblem games enough to know, but I've heard that Ike is one of the best main characters in Fire Emblem history. In the I've played the other Fire Emblem game, not counting this and Radiant Dawn. The other one that I've played the most of is Sacred Stones on the GBA, because I have that through the 3DS Ambassador program. I love that program, because, like, I have all these GBA games, and then the 3DS doesn't have a GBA slot. Which kind of sucks, because it means if I want to play ones that aren't from the Ambassador program, I'd have to buy them from the eShop, or I can just use my brother's old DS Fat that he doesn't use anymore, and it didn't get in bad condition and break like my old DS's did, because he stopped using it, because my brother doesn't play video games anymore. But anyway, I could dig that thing out if I want to play other GBA games, but aside from that, I would have to buy them off the eShop again. Anyway, I'm rambling. Yeah, I have played a decent amount of the Sacred Stones, which has some pretty cool features, like, having branching paths for class upgrades. Wow, Shinon is actually in danger here. But, I mean, he's not gonna die. We can back him up a little bit and kill these guys. What was I gonna say? Sacred Stones, why was I talking about that? I don't even remember why I was talking about the Sacred Stones. Wow, is my train of thought really that pathetic? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That is usually the answer, if you ask something about my memory or train of thought or whatever being terrible. Okay, I kind of don't want Shinon to kill this guy instantly, so I'm going to use the weaker weapon and hope he doesn't get a crit, because I want Ike to get the EXP here. 15 HP. I don't know if that's low enough for Ike to do the job, but let's see. Not quite. Yeah, not with either weapon. What we could do is have Gatri protect Shinon and do some damage, hopefully. Even though he's at kind of a disadvantage. His defenses are so good, we don't really have to worry about it. No, he missed. Damn. And if I had Titania attack the guy, she'd just kill him instantly. So I guess we're gonna have to not have him killed this turn. Could try this. Let's forget it. Let's just have Ike attack him. Give back what you've stolen from the good folk here and set sail. Yah-ha-ha! Now I know you're touched in the head, lassie. We show 'em our axes and say, "Arr!" and the golden grub come raining down. We'll not be giving this up. I see. Looks like we'll have to rely on force of arms then. Like you haven't already! You've killed all but one of these guys. How is that not force of arms? Come on, Ike. Really. And Titania will just sit out here and be her overpowered self. Good, the guy's attacking Ike again. That means Ike will get the kill, and that means he'll get lots of EXP. Because he's the only one here who I really want to get EXP. I think this is going to be the only mission like this, because pretty soon we'll either have more of the mercenary company available to us, or just a different selection of guys, or pretty soon after that we'll have multiple characters and we'll have more people than we can use. And he got a thief band, which is useless. Can't wait till we can sell these things. Oh, that is joyful news. Here is your pay as promised. Thank you very much, and if you find yourself in need again, do not hesitate to send word. Of course, all of you put on such a marvelous show, such combat skills. To be honest, I was expecting Commander Grail to be here today. When I saw that just you, nothing more than, no offense, a band of children, well, I will admit to being a tad nervous. I apologize for troubling you. Unfortunately, Commander Grail had other pressing matters to attend to. Oh no, don't apologize. There's no need. After all, you got rid of those brigands, and you did it impeccably well. It's a fine compliment you pay, sir, but it was our pleasure. As a matter of fact, you're more than good enough to be in the Royal Army if you desired. Especially your Commander Grail. He's far and away better than most any general I've seen hereabouts. What I mean to say is, don't you think running off pirates is a bit beneath you? That's not... Don't get me wrong now, you certainly helped all of us simple folk out. Even so, it seems to me that the proper place for you and your Commander Grail is in the service of the Crimean throne. Well, that's what this old man thinks. We and Commander Grail are quite satisfied with the work we do now. You've nary a selfish bone among you. Well then, rest assured we'll speak again if any problems arise. Thank you again. Titania, is something amiss? No, of course not. Our mission is complete, and that's all that matters. You did well today, every one of you. Hey, that's not what you said when Ike disobeyed orders. Oh, the mission turned out well, but that's not all that matters, because you didn't do everything I said. Pah, jobs like this barely make a dent in my incurable boredom. Shinon, you're just a jerk. Just leave. I'm joking. J-O-K-ing. That's obviously how that's supposed to be read. Come, Titania, be honest. Don't you find the work we do a bit disheartening, unglamorous? What, you too, Gatri? What's gotten into you? Please, look, we're not a band of money-hungry recruits. We're professionals, and we're very good at what we do. Shinon and I have discussed this at length. All of this mundane mercenary work is unworthy of us. We're wasting our talents. I see. You're telling me that you think Commander Grail is mismanaging us. Do I have that right? Whoa, hold it right there. That's not what I'm saying at all. What is it, Titania? What's what? You seem so angry. It's not like you. Exactly. Ike's got the right of it. It's just that look, we do good work and we help people. I want you to be proud of that. I felt like you were saying work that doesn't bring fame and fortune isn't worth doing, that's all. Sorry. No, you're right. We're the ones who ought to apologize. I just felt like reading all that out, because that's one of the, moral moments, you know? One of the moments with morals. You and my father have kept this mercenary group together, and I'm just proud to be a part of it. That's all. Good old Ike. Pah! I'm surrounded by idealistic fools. What's so wrong with fame? What's wrong with having money to live well? Shadowne, just go away. He actually is gonna leave really soon. Well, that's the end of that mission. So, I'm the Nuffer Dog, and I will see you guys next time with more Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Bye!